If you're anything like me, you're tired of this happening. You're strumming away with an open hand, then all of a sudden you hit the pickup selector and it messes up your entire sound. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix that by getting rid of all of the stuff here that I don't need. So this is my Squire Stratocaster, the more affordable version of the Fender Stratocaster, which is one of the most popular guitars in the world. The Stratocaster was designed to be relatively cheap and simple to make. It looks good, it's comfortable to play, and it has a versatile range of tones because it has 3 pickups and a 5-way selector to choose between them. Now this all sounds good for Fender because it means the guitar appeals to a variety of different guitarists. But what about for you or for me? A guitarist who likes a specific sound. Wouldn't it be better to have a guitar that's tailored to you and the way that you play? So for me, I always play on the neck pickup. So I have the selector in the top position with the volume and tone knobs turned all the way up. I just think that gives the most full and sort of pure sound. I usually play with amp sims and digital effects, so I feel like any other tone that I would need to get, I could achieve with some EQ or some other kind of tone effect. And if I need to change the tone while I'm playing, I can use a pedal. So really, I don't need these tone knobs and I don't need these pickups. And that means that I don't need the switch. So is there really any reason to get rid of this stuff? Well, firstly, it would give me more room to strum without hitting anything. And I think it could give it a cool sort of minimalistic look. Secondly, having less pickups means less magnetic resistance. So you should get more sustain, meaning that the notes ring for longer. Thirdly, every electrical component and wire that connects them has some impact on tone. So removing pots and wires might actually clean up the tone and maybe even reduce noise. A bonus is that if I decide to upgrade the pickups, I only have to upgrade 1 instead of 3, which means it's going to be a lot cheaper. So I'll remove everything except this pickup and this volume knob, which I'm going to move down to here. And I'm keeping that just so that I can still smoothly turn my guitar signal on and off on stage if I need to. I bought this blank pickguard, which I'll need to drill and cut to make holes for the pickup and for the volume knob down here, as well as some extra screw holes. I decided to go for black just for a different look, so I also bought these black pickup covers and knobs, which I'll use when I put everything back together. So now I need to take everything off this guitar so I can trace the holes from this pickguard onto the back of this one. So let's go. First step is just to take off the string so I have access to the pickguard. Then I can start to take off the knobs. Now the 2 tone knobs I'm not going to keep, so they've been banished to Alaska. The volume knob is going to come back on, so I'm letting Canada look after that for now. And they can also take the screws. And USA can take these nuts. So with the pickguard off, I can see the electronics underneath. And now I can begin to trace the holes from the old pickguard onto the new one. Now the screw holes, I might actually just drill them through the guard and use the guard as a guide. I used a gold marker to mark the holes, which I thought wasn't super precise, so I also scored a line in the marker with some tweezers. Then I bolted the 2 pickguards together with some screws so that they would stay aligned. I used a metal drill bit that's the same size as the hole just to mark the center. Then I switched to a wood drill bit so I could drill all the way through with the point, but then drill down through that point from the top so that I wouldn't get any blowout from the drill on the top. And here I used the calipers to measure the radius of the pickup so that I could mark the center point of the curves at the ends, and then I could drill the center of those holes. Then I used a step drill to drill them out to 18 millimeters diameter, which is the thickness of the pickup. Normally you would cut a hole like this with a router and a follower bit, but I didn't have those, so drilling them out like this and then cutting out the material in between with a saw and some files was the next best option. This method is definitely not as accurate, but if you take your time and just be careful, then you can get a pretty good result. Okay, it's at the point now where this just fits in there. Give it a little bit more space and try and clean it up from the top so that it has a nice clean line with no sort of dips. Transition between the flat section and the curved section. But it fits just, so I just need to clean it up. That's it for this video. Check out the next part to see the wiring and the final assembly.